Let's apply to Chemeketa Community College. We'll start on the Oregon Goes to College website, and from the College Info menu tab, choose Apply to College. That takes us to a page that has a lot of really good information about things that we need to do to prepare to apply, including a list of documents or materials that we may need to gather in order to complete our application, and some tips about what we need to do to be successful when we do sit down to fill out the form. Now, I already know that I'm planning to apply to Chemeketa today, and I've gathered all of my information, and so I'm scrolling down to the end of the page that has a list of all of the colleges in the state, and I'm going to find the link for Chemeketa. And when I click on that link, it will take me directly to the college's website and to a page on their website that has the starting spot for applying. So there's some information about how to apply, the steps that I need to take. It's telling me may be different depending on the type of student that I am. So this is the type I am. I am a student who is graduating high school this spring and plan to enroll at Chemeketa in the fall after I graduate. So I will be a new student the first time that I am enrolling after high school. And they let me know that I have chosen the right one. I will be a high school or GED graduate or someone graduating soon with and seeking a degree. So I'm going to, and it lets me know that there are 7 different steps from now until when I arrive on campus to begin my classes next fall. I'm going to just take this first step today, which is to apply for admission. And now I'm ready to get started. I want to take a quick moment to note that it looks like there are 3 pages of information that I'm going to need to complete today. And so I'm on the first one. And some other things to make a note of, the questions that have a red star or asterisk are required. Those that don't have a red star or asterisk are not required. But there may be a good reason for me to complete those questions, and so we'll talk about that as we go. And also, they're letting me know that each of these questions have some additional information to tell us a little bit more if we are confused or don't really understand what the question is asking or why they're asking it. So those are links to additional information, and that I can get more help by calling or emailing the Office of Admissions. So let's go ahead and get started. This first one, they're asking for an ID number or Social Security number. This is not a required field, so let's just take a look to see what that help field looks like. So here's some information, and it's basically letting us know that you don't need a Social Security number to attend Chemeketa, and you don't have to provide your Social Security number now. However, if you are a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident and you have your Social Security number and you plan to apply for federal financial aid, then now is a really good time to complete that section because they're going to need that in order to connect your applications, your admissions application and your financial aid application to make sure you get everything that you're eligible for. So I'm going to include that there. Then we're going to move on to name, and they are asking me specifically to provide my legal first name. That's the name that is on my legal documents, my high school transcript, my driver's license if I have one. This is the name that will be on my FAFSA or my ORSA if I'm submitting that. So it's important to provide my legal name. I have a middle name, so I am providing that, and my legal last name as well. Now, if I had a different last name that I've ever used, I would enter that here in the former last name. I don't, so I'm going to leave it blank, but if you have ever used another last name, you'll want to provide that there. And then we move on to address. So I'll enter my address here. And the second line of an address field is a good one to put an apartment number if you have one of those. And choose Oregon. They've already chosen the United States of America for me. Now I have this option to validate my address if I want to. And that is just going to make sure that that's an address that is workable for mail. Now I can provide a phone number. One phone number is required. A second number is optional. So I'm going to provide my phone number here, and they want to know what kind of phone that is. For me, that's my cell phone. If I wanted to provide a second number, I would do that and select the type there as well. Now my email address, and this is an email address that I'm using for all of my college and scholarship information, and it's one that I am committed to checking at least a couple of times a week so that I can stay on track and on top of all the things that I need to do. Now I can choose to not provide an email address, but if I do that, then everything is going to be sent to my mailing address, and that's fine, but I like to get emails to tell me what's going on as well, and so I'm not going to check this box. However, if you don't want to get email from Chemeketa, you can check this box and not provide your email information. But I've filled out everything that I can, and I'm going to click next. Okay, so the next page, so this is the second of 3 pages, and this page is about some information about who I am, where I went to school, my plans, that sort of thing. And the first thing they want to know is if I've ever taken any classes at Chemeketa. For me, the answer is no, but if you have, you can go ahead and click yes. And I now have the opportunity to let them know when I want to take my first class. So if you are graduating in the spring of 2021, you will choose fall term or September of 2021. So currently that is not an option as I'm filling this out, so I'm going to choose the closest that I can. But when you're filling this out, you should have the option of fall 2021 if you're graduating in spring of 2021. I am interested in attending because I think that I would like to get my associate's degree and move on to a 4-year college, and so I'm going to choose to transfer to another college, but you may have a different reason, and so you'll want to look through that list and choose the one that is true for you. And they're wondering, because I chose this, that I want to transfer to another college, a few more options came up, and one of those is if I plan to earn a degree or certificate while I'm at Chemeketa, and yes, I do. I'd like to earn my associate's degree there. And then interested in knowing where I want to transfer, and I don't know yet, so I'm going to choose other college or university, but if you have an idea of where you'd like to go after Chemeketa, you could choose that college there as well. And you may have noticed that yet another question came up, and it was about what I'd like to study, and so I have these general options here, and I think that I am particularly interested in general studies, and so I'm going to go ahead and choose this. But if you have an additional or a different interest than me, you'll choose the one that is true for you. And for me, that I am interested in the Associate of Science organ transfer, so I'll choose that. And a major that I might be interested in, how about computer science? Seems of interest to me. And you'll just go through and continue to answer the questions as they are appropriate for you, of course. Now, this question or these questions about race and ethnicity are not required. There's no red star or asterisk, so I don't have to answer these if I don't want to, but I'm going to choose to do so. And so I will click the appropriate boxes under ethnicity and race for myself. And I could choose more than one of these if I identify with more than one. And I'm going to scroll back up a little bit just to make sure that I can see that I'm answering all of the questions. This is a question about what my high school completion is. And for me, this is a question that they're asking, when you enroll at Chemeketa, what will you have done? So while it is true that I'm still in high school because I am currently applying for college while I'm in high school, what I'm really going to answer is that I will be a high school graduate when I enroll. And so I'm going to choose high school graduate because they're asking about when I become a student at Chemeketa. And I will graduate in 2021. And this is a question about where my high school is. So the location question is, where do I attend high school? For me, that's Oregon. and now they're asking which high school that is, and I can scroll down to find mine. And you'll do the same for you. Now they're wondering about whether or not I have ever attended college, and for me the answer is no, so I'm going to choose that I have not attended college. And these are questions about, they're biographical questions. One is about how long I've lived in Oregon. If I've been here for more than 90 days, I'll click yes. If you've just recently moved to Oregon, you will say no. Okay, I just needed to wait for a couple of seconds for that page to reload, and then it didn't for a while, and so I was able to scroll down and find it again. And the next question is whether or not I came to the United States on a non-immigrant visa. The answer for me is no. I was born in the United States, and so this question doesn't apply to me, so I'll go ahead and say no. But if you are somebody who is an immigrant to the United States and you came on a non-immigrant visa, you'll want to go ahead and say yes to this. Choose gender. You can choose not to answer the question by selecting prefer not to say, but you do have to choose male, female, or prefer not to say. And then a date of birth, and I will go ahead and fill that in for me here and scroll down. And I am not a U.S. veteran, so I will say no, but of course, as with all things, you'll answer the questions that as they are correct for you, and click next. And now they have this is really my reviewing time. This is when I get to take a look to see that I've answered everything correctly, because when I submit an application, it's important that I've been honest and have shared everything that is true about myself. And I have the opportunity to go in and make changes if I want to. So I can edit something as appropriate here if I need to do so. For me, I am looking, I see everything is correct, and I do not need to make any changes, and so I'll go ahead and click continue. So this next section is the last thing that I need to do before I finish my application, and it is what they're calling a new student inventory. So this is just a survey of sorts of some information about how I'm feeling about my future or my time as a student at Chemeketa, and they're asking these questions so that they can help to connect me with services or assistance or other resources on campus so that I can find success from the very start of my time there. And so I'm going to go ahead and run through these and make some choices here. For example, this one about being confident in my career, occupation, or goal. If I say that I disagree with this, then likely they would, for example, make an effort to set me up with somebody who can help talk to me about the kinds of things that I'm interested in doing in my future so that I can begin to have some more confidence in that. And so I'll go through and I will connect these. Study skills, if I'm confident that I have the study skills necessary to succeed in college, that's good. If I don't, that's also fine. What they'll do is help me, again, connect with the resources so that I get those skills once I'm there. And we'll go ahead and just answer each of these. And this question, number 7, I earned college credits while in high school. For me, the answer is no, but if you said yes, you'll definitely want to say so. And then they'll probably be in touch with you about how you might be able to get credit for, how you can transfer those credits to Chemeketa so that you are certain to get that credit. They're interested here in my GPA from high school, so I will choose that. And some language information in terms of the language that I speak or read and write. And for me, it's English, but if you speak more than one language, certainly choose that. This is a question about whether or not I am a parent or I have children. For me, the answer is no, but if you do, you'll want to say yes. This is a question about whether or not our parents have gone to college. For me, my mother has not gone to college, and so I'm going to say no. For you, you'll want to say yes if your parent has gone to a 4-year college, but no if your parent has gone to a 2-year college. This is asking specifically about the 4-year college. For me, yes, my mother is strongly supportive of me going to college, but you'll want to answer for yourself. I am unsure about whether or not I have a plan to pay for my classes, and so they'll be able to reach out and help me figure that out. And I'll just keep going to answer these questions. And again, each of these, my answers for these, are going to help them decide what additional resources they may be able to let me know exist. And I will plan to work as well. Now, when I click submit, I'm submitting my application as well as this survey, and so I've applied to Chemeketa. And when you do the same, you will have 2 congratulations.